recording. All right, how's everybody doing this morning? This is Chart Vamp, 5:30 in the morning, Pacific Coast time. I've been doing a little bit of charting, and here's kind of where I have discovered. This is kind of a long-term trend chart right here. This has always been my RSI chart, the one I have charted. I've followed this one all the way down. I made a ton of money. I really spotted the pattern up here at the top. Started this almost 2 months ago. Called this all the way down. Called this all the way back. And something I just spotted. I spotted a really pretty significant trend. A pretty significant confluence area of support and resistance. And let's see if we can just kind of zoom in on this for everybody to see. So this chart right here, this will take us all the way back into December 23rd. And the particular area I'm looking at for everybody is this right here. So it's this little channel right here. And what you can see is I've got the pink line, I got the red line, I got the white line, and everybody loves my bubbles. Everybody loves Vamp's bubbles. So here we come down, bounce off the pink line, right? Come down, pierce it, come back up, and you can see we rejection and hit the red line. Now this red line becomes very significant. So there you have the pink line. Looks like a support and a rejection before it continues down. There's a good touch on the red line. Perfect touch on the red line. Pretty close. Perfect touch on the pink line. Kind of went through. This looks like a lot of volatility. Up, bang, bang, banged around in the channel. Kind of trying to decide where it was going to go. Same thing right here, but we got a bang on the red line. This one did break through the red line. Bang on the red line. Bang perfect on the pink line. And now here's where we're at today. Right, we were right here. We came up and banged on the pink line. Something I have been looking for is here you can see the where we just went straight through the this is the April run. So let me shrink this down. Alright, so you can get a good idea. So here we came down here, and you can see now we have a white line that I've put in place. This white line's as far as I got. I'm so tired. I want to keep charting this. I want to keep finishing it. I do see a couple other little zones that I can go in and get some pretty good data off, like this right here. So look at that. So you got touch, 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 all perfect all the way through. So you've got some really good touches right there. Let's make that one. Maybe blue or something. So right here we've come up into this green zone of confluence, and we are really trying to break through. I mean, it is really trying to. The bulls are just coming up here. They just hammered right on that, hammered right off the line. Something I have looked at is I want to see what is the reaction once we do bounce off the white line. So we come down, bounce off the white line. You see really good, just follow through, rock it up. This is this run, right? Same thing. This is this run. And this is something else. I've talked about this a couple times, how this has been falling on the 12th. And look, this is significant. This rocket this rocket ship takes off on the 11th. This one takes off on the 12th. The RSI actually took off on the 11th, but this took off on the 12th right there. So I just 12th is still way over here. Let's give ourselves a little line. So once again, I keep, there is the 6th right there. So there's the 6th. Pretty significant date in time. We'll throw down the 12th. Boom, there we go. Okay. So something I was trying to look for down here, once again, look at the perfect touch, and this did give us a, look at that, came all the way out, and home run, right? So we're gonna grab this. So this did show me that this was a takeoff line. Same thing right there. Right, so it comes down, touches this line, rocket ship. Right? Comes down and looks like we touch right here in this area, and these are looking like some, let's see what this, can I grab that? Yeah, sure, nope. And here we go, so let's take a look at this. Let's use that. Let's make that baby blue. Let's make this a white line. Okay, so here we hit the and then this baby blue line right here. And we did it again. So we there's a lot of really good patterns that are all in here that I'm seeing. And these patterns are, I'm trying to get a good idea of what is going to happen next using my historical information to find a possible pattern, and I am already so there we go. So there is that line right there. Now it seems like every time we bounce off this line, it's, now look at this, you got the good bounce and then you got the rocket ship came off. This was just a bounce, little, I mean, what a dive, little baby bounce, came down. Now this is where I have a little confusion going on, and I just can't make up my mind, because this clearly called a moon, right? That was a good moon call. Came up, touched this white line, and then mooned, right? Here we hit this white line again and moon. So here's another trigger signal for a good long pull, long trade. Here, look, there, tap that, another great long trade. Tap that. I mean, this would have been a pretty good long trade. I mean, there would have been some good profit in it. It's more of a bounce I would look at. So we came all the way down here and just got rejected. I mean, I don't know what happened here. So we came up, here's another, look, this one, yeah, but this came from the wrong direction. I'm just not seeing any reason why this isn't taking off. I don't understand why. This thing should have just rocketed to the moon right there. Should have come down, hit the white line just like that. That looked great. And then it just died. See here, you got, took off. See, it didn't hit the white line per clunk, and then it did take off. I mean, we are getting, this is pretty close, and it is kind of conforming with the bubble chart. Let's see what we got. Let's dig in deeper to this thing. Oh. All right. So here we go. Came down. You know, we're right underneath the pink line. Right underneath it. And remember, this thing can just flip right up without an issue. Another thing you need to be aware of, that this can actually go up while the price action, I'm sorry, this can go, the price action, yes, the price action can actually go up while the RSI goes down. And the opposite can happen. The RSI can go up while the price action goes down. And the RSI, I'm tired. And the RSI can go down while the price goes up. So Will we get a little spike back up right here? It's completely possible, and then get some rejection. But I haven't seen anything take off. I mean, this has got to have some pretty drastic rejection here to take off. And I want to show you something that is. So here's my other chart. And this pattern right here is, I mean, a complete symmetrical triangle this is breaking into right here. You know, now if you were to look at this possibly on a higher time frame, I mean a lower time frame, would this be a bullish symmetrical triangle? You know, that's a good question right there. This also looks like an inside bar, which would be, in my opinion, bullish. This is also a very big warning sign right here. You've got the Stoke, which is completely maxed out and has just been riding this top line. It's just riding it straight across. Look at that. There's not even any. Remember we talk about the skipping. I always tell people it skips across the top. I mean, this thing is just, it's almost just straight across. I mean, that's pretty wicked looking right there. This is just literally, we're just completely moving sideways. We've been moving sideways for almost a day now. Taking off, this is a brand new candle. This just looks bearish to me. This looks bearish to me. You know, is it possible we come down, dip up, and then that would then execute out this final, so flip over a little bit, maybe flip back up, tag something up here, and then drop down. You know, here's where we at. Look at this. I mean, Jesus, look at the bubble chart. I mean, I haven't been away for 30 minutes and this thing just took off on me. So we are really, really in a look at that. So I put this up here at 4:45 a.m. Right. Actually, 1 hour, this thing just took off. This thing took off in exactly 1 hour. We made massive movements in 1 hour, and we've had no price movement whatsoever. We've had absolutely no price movement. Now, something I do want to point out, that it is curving. It is curving. You can clearly see the arc. You can see the arc right here. So these come up. It's not really that much of an arc. That was more like a rocket ship. So you can see these kind of start to arc up a little bit. Same thing happens here, kind of gets that arc. Looks very similar to get this arc before we go through. You know, let's take a look at what happens when it does punch through. I mean, that's pretty vertical. That's a pretty vertical shot right there. It's got a little bit of arc in it, but it's a pretty vertical shot. All right, that's pretty much just vertical. So that came over, looked like it was going to fake out in the orange zone, and that thing just rocketed right through. So I have been telling everybody we are at this is the precipice right here. I mean, we are so close. Look, we have just had this is just crazy. We've had no price movement at all other than dropping. And we're having the inverse reaction. So we're plummeting. We just dropped out. And our RSI, our MACD chart just took off. I mean, at this point, folks, I am just baffled. This says bearish. This says we are getting into, so as you can see, fallout, 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 fall out, fall out. Lot of opportunity, a lot of resistance in this area, and this is really matching the other chart too. This is corresponding with my standard RSI chart. So I wanted to warn everybody, wanted to come on and warn everybody that we are at a very critical time right here. This thing is either going to just break out and we are going to break this line. I am about to open a small long position. I don't like the curve of this. I've got my short open already. We are falling. And this chart just, look, this just says bearish to me. This says bearish. This says bearish. This candle is bearish. The 1-day candle is bearish. The 3-day candle is absolutely insanely bearish. This 3-day candle on BTC is absolutely insanely bearish right here. I'm going to take us back. I like the 12-hour. So we are getting up here very close to a possibility of me pulling along. I've got some alarms set. I'm going to scoot this alarm just a little bit higher. Right there. So I've got 2 alarms set to pull longs. I also want to go over the Ethereum chart real quick with everybody. This is an extremely bearish candle on Ethereum. It is massively bearish. So I want everybody to really keep an eye on the Ethereum chart. I mean, this is one of the most bearish shooting star candles I've seen in a long time. So this right here is telling me danger for Ethereum, and I think that is on the, let's see what we got here. Look, there it is. It's on the 3-day, just like BTC. It is here. This looks to me, I mean, this candle that just closed on the 12-hour is a massive hanging man. There's just no getting around it. That is a massive hanging man candle right there. That is a doji candle, a definitely a bearish candle. This was a bearish candle. That is a bearish candle. See our 12-hour got some good arc right there. It's trying to dive over. And let's take a look here. Just a couple other charts. Once again, our longs are going through the roof. Our shorts are dumping like crazy. I mean, look at our short positions. The shorts are just completely tanking. Yeah. All right. Once again, this was a perfect call on this chart. I've had this sitting there forever, and my dumbass just wasn't paying attention. This would have been a perfect long call. The chart called it perfectly. Vamp just was not paying attention. All right, yeah, so in this I am in a short position right now. I'm in a pretty good short. I'm actually positive in my short right now. So I'm doing pretty good in my short position right now. But this thing could just fire up here at any time. I'm really watching. Let's go and do this. Let's go to, I want to take a look at, I want to take a look, one more chart for everybody I want to take a look at. I want to clear all this off. All right, there we go. There's our weekly chart. So we are roughly closing the weekly chart in like 36 hours. So it is 1 o'clock UTC time. And I'm watching this candle develop. So here's our weekly candle. Couple things. I mean, this thing is just have to drop out of the sky in order to turn this into a really bearish candle, which I just don't know. This is on the weekly. This is a spinning top. I still see this as a spinning top candle, which does show me it does signal. I always say spinning tops do signal a reversal. So what I don't like is that we have kind of created a little bit of a rising wedge there. I mean, I'd like to see. See, this looks bullish to me. That gives me a bullish possibility. I mean, it might be good. Like I said, I'm looking for something more tangible, and I'm looking at the time frame. I really am watching the time frame where we're going. Here's the 3-day. 7MA is holding us down. Once again, great bearish. Look at these bearish candles held down by the 7MA. Good signal. 12-hour. Same bearish candles. So these are the same bearish candles that we had over on the 3-day. So you can just get a good idea of what that looks like. Now, we do have the possibility. So you take a look here on the 12-hour. You've got the 30MA headed down. You've got the 7MA headed up. These are going to cross over. If these cross over under the price, this will be a really strong signal. This will be a golden cross. If the bears can hold this line right here, they got to hold the 30MA. I mean, the bulls have to hold the 30MA. If this does break through, these get up on top of the price line, and this does cross over, it will be ugly. It will be ugly. Let's go over and take a look at some other. So there you go. So here you can see the bulls were trying to defend that 30MA. Once it did fall through, it was over. So it was just clear. Look, here it again. This is considered a death cross. Fell down. Bulls rallied. The bulls lost it, and then we had the death cross, which was pretty much the beginning of the end. This right here, I think we're going to see some pretty. If this does fall down lower here, and we do get this as turns into a death cross, this will turn really ugly really fast. If the bulls can hold this, this is very critical time here. The bulls need to hold this line. They need to hold this 30MA line. So that 30MA line is, let's give everybody a price on that. That is 63.20. So 63.20 is a super important support zone right now. We all need to look to see if this candle not only is broken, but it needs a second 12-hour candle to open up underneath it. We have 11 hours to go in this candle right here. So this is going to be a very exciting day, I feel. I feel a lot's going to happen today. You know, I think this is, have they been calling this Bloody Sundays? I mean, Jesus, does it have to wait all the way down to the last day? So let's, there's a lot of warning signs, you know, and once again, there we go. This is so close. You know, you've got the dump and the pump all within just such a small area right here. Let's really see what goes on. I feel if we do break below 63.20 and we close and open again below that, it will be a great opportunity for a possible shorting position. I would hold off right now. If you're not in a trade, I would advise you not to get into a trade at this very moment. This is a bad place to get into a trade. If you are already in a short and have been following me, you're actually doing pretty good right now. Your short is positive. You know, feel free at this time to take some profit out of it. There's not much, but this is a dangerous area. I would recommend setting your stop limits very tight if this thing does take off. So let's take a look at this. I would suggest if this does re-break the 6,500 area, even 6,600, I would set my stop losses right up in here, really tight, because if it takes off, this thing will be gone. This will clearly break our white line, clearly break our bull line right there. So I think the good thing about this position right here is I feel we have a lot of good signals that we're watching. that should be able to get us a good trade, get us into and out of a good trade. And even if we're in a bad trade, this is a good setup, because this will allow us to make sure that even with a bad trade, even if we're in a short and this thing takes off, we know where to get out at instead of hopeism. So instead of riding this up and praying it falls back down, we know where to just take our losses, walk away, and reassess the situation, right? We also know that I am going to be hedging along right here. If there is the possibility to break, you know, I can't explain. Let me do you a favor for everybody. So, you know, take a look at this. Look at this, just straight sideways movement on the 30-minute chart. This is something just crazy. Crazy. Let's go to the 1 hour. Once again, the same thing. Just absolutely crazy. And look at this crazy pattern right here. I mean, just can't make up his mind. This is just bots playing. This is bots scalping like crazy. And this is some amazing sideways action going on right there. Let's pull up the 4 hour. Same thing. This 4 hour Stochastic chart is really, really ugly. So this chart shows me that there's a huge possibility that we are going to see a dump. Once again, look at this, just skipping across the top. Very dangerous. Looking like it wants to take a dump. I just don't know if it's got the strength to really get there right now. Yeah. A lot of good indicators we have, folks. Everybody stay safe trading out there. Here's what I'm doing for everyone. I am leaving this live. This stream is going to stay live. I won't be recording it, but the stream will stay live, and you can check in. Actually, I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. So what I've been doing is I have left this open for the members. I'll leave it open for the public. You can always come back in. You can check on this chart. You can see where we're at. So I will be leaving this stream live because we're in such a danger zone right now. I'll leave it live going for probably the next 12 hours. I'm going to turn off the chat in it, so there won't be anybody being able to say anything stupid in the chat while I'm not around. But I am going to go to bed. I do have alarms set. I just want to let everybody know. I want to wish everybody some safe trading. And feel free to use these indicators as we get closer. All right. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to be signing off. And I'm going to leave this up. So thank you.